Hey everyone, my name is Olivia. I'm 32 years old and a graphic designer at Rise and Shine Advertising. Today, I need to share something I've kept buried for far too long, something that started unraveling my life 3 years ago. Back then, I thought I had it all. My career was thriving and I was married to Marcus, a man who seemed like a dream, running his own construction business. Looking back now, I can't believe how blind I was to the red flags. It all started innocently enough. Baby, we should combine our accounts, Marcus suggested over dinner one night. It'll be easier to manage our finances, especially when we start a family. I hesitated. I've always handled my own money. Don't you trust me? We're partners now. That's how it began. Little by little, my financial independence eroded. And then they entered the picture. Marcus's sisters. Diana, Rachel, and Sarah. I call them the toxic trio now. Diana was always in a crisis. My ex won't pay child support again, she'd sob. I don't know how I'll make rent. Rachel would sigh dramatically. This job market is impossible. I just need a little help until my next interview. And Sarah, she always had a scheme. I found an amazing investment opportunity, guaranteed returns. At first, I wanted to believe Marcus was just helping family, but my best friend Jade noticed something was off. Olivia, why are you bringing lunch from home when you make good money? She asked over coffee. Something's not adding up. Marcus says we need to budget. His sisters are going through rough times, I'd say, defending him. We're just being careful. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. Even my boss, Carlos, noticed. Your work is outstanding, Olivia, but you seem stressed. Is everything okay? I brushed it off. Just tired. But the breaking point came last week. I stood at the bus stop, digging through my purse for change. I make $75,000 a year, yet I couldn't afford a $2.50 bus fare. That night, I confronted Marcus. We need to talk about our finances. Not now, babe. Diana needs help with her mortgage again, he said, brushing me off. I couldn't get to work today. I'm out of money. You're being selfish. They're family. Besides, I handle the money. You're not good with numbers. That night, I lay in bed listening to him make more promises to his sisters over the phone with my money. 3 years. 3 years of my salary disappearing while his family lived comfortably. I couldn't even afford new socks. But I'm done being quiet. I'm done being their ATM. Then came the discovery that shattered everything. Olivia, we need to talk, Jade said, pulling me into her office at the bank. Her voice was tight with concern. I looked into something, and you're not going to like what I found. My heart pounded as she laid out the bank statements. Every month, my entire paycheck was being split between 3 accounts. These belong to his sisters, don't they? Jade's voice was gentle. I felt sick. 2 years. Over $150,000. Gone. I trusted him. That night, while Marcus was at a business meeting, I searched his office. Hidden in a drawer were letters, loan applications, and credit card statements with my forged signature. As I tried to process the betrayal, my mother-in-law called. You wouldn't believe what Diana just told me. Marcus helped her book another Vegas trip. Vegas. Well, I counted quarters for lunch. Honey, you okay? Marcus walked in, noticing my pale face. Just tired. Work stuff, I lied, forcing a smile. Inside, I wondered how many times he'd smiled at me while weaving his web of lies. At work the next day, Carlos found me crying in the break room. Olivia, you haven't been yourself. What's going on? I looked up at him, tears streaming. I can barely afford to eat. But Marcus's sister just went to Vegas with my money. Carlos leaned back in his chair, watching me closely. That explains why you turned down the conference in Chicago. Listen, we're expanding the remote team. Better pay, full benefits. Think about it. Later that week, I met Rosa, Marcus's ex-wife, at a small diner. I had to know more. I was hoping you'd reach out eventually, she said, stirring her coffee. Let me guess. The sisters? I nodded, heart pounding. You too, huh? Those parasites drained my accounts dry. But Marcus, he's the mastermind. The sisters? They're just his cover. He did the same thing to me, forged signatures, secret loans, the whole circus. How did you find out? I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. The same way you are now. piece by piece until the whole ugly puzzle comes together. As if on cue, my phone buzzed. A text from Sarah. Hey sis, need a small favor. Got this amazing crypto opportunity. I took a deep breath. How much this time? Just $5,000. Guarantee returns. Marcus said you just got a bonus. That night, I overheard Marcus on the phone. Yeah, I transferred Olivia's bonus to you. No, she doesn't know. Just keep quiet about the business loans. What do you mean the contractor's threatening to sue? I'll handle it. I pretended to be asleep when he came to bed, my mind racing. The next morning, I started recording everything. Every phone call, every conversation, every loan request. Your business partner called about the missing payments I mentioned casually over dinner. Marcus's fork froze mid-air. Don't worry about that. The business is fine. But his eyes told a different story. And Diana's Vegas trip. Oh, she won some contest. More lies. I knew then that this went far beyond my missing salary. I needed to find out just how deep this rabbit hole went. I began keeping a detailed log, dates, amounts, conversations. Each entry was another nail in the coffin of my marriage. The picture it painted was worse than I imagined, but for the first time in years, I felt something besides helpless. I felt dangerous. Jade was relentless in her support. You need a new bank account like yesterday, she said, sliding paperwork across her desk. One he doesn't know about at a different bank. But I have no money saved. How am I supposed to rent a place? First things first. Every journey starts with small steps. She leaned forward, determined. I've got an emergency fund with your name on it. Pay me back when you're settled. Jade, I can't. You can, and you will. That's what best friends do. Besides, I want front row seats when karma hits your dear husband. Over the next few weeks, I became a ghost in my own life. Every lunch break was a mission. Monday, secured a P.O. box. Tuesday, copied all the forged documents. Wednesday, apartment hunting. It felt impossible, until Carlos called me into his office. About that remote position. It starts whenever you're ready. Double your current salary. I nearly cried. That's incredible, but I still need to figure out where to live. Carlos smiled. Actually, my sister Maria owns several apartment buildings. I told her about your situation. Carlos, I can't afford. First month's free. Security deposit in installments. Rent straight from your new salary. She helps women in situations like yours. It's a third-floor unit in a safe neighborhood, security system included. Perfect for starting over. The universe was finally conspiring in my favor. Back home, the circus continued. Rachel sobbed on my couch. Olivia, please, I just need $2,000 for my car payment. Didn't Marcus give you money last week? I asked, keeping my voice calm. She hesitated. Well, yes, but... The panic in her eyes told me everything. I excused myself, pretending to take a work call, but really I was recording every word. That evening, the kitchen turned into a confession booth. Marcus, the bank's asking questions. Sarah snapped. We need to move the investment money somewhere else. Keep your voice down. Olivia might hear. Who cares? She's too busy working her little design job. Diana laughed. That little job is funding your entire lifestyle. I typed everything into my evidence file, hands shaking with rage. I'm taking a business trip next weekend, Marcus announced at dinner. Just 3 days. Big client in Phoenix. Perfect. The moment his flight took off, my plan launched. Jade helped coordinate with 2 movers she trusted. 4 hours, that's all it took to pack up my life. Take the expensive stuff he bought with your money, Jade advised. It's legally yours. I left my wedding ring on the kitchen counter, along with a letter addressed to Marcus's parents. Inside was everything: bank statements, forged loan documents, and a detailed account of their son's betrayal. I wanted them to know the truth and to have proof. That night, as I sat on my inflatable mattress in my new apartment, courtesy of Jade, my phone began to explode with messages. Sarah, investment opportunity, major returns. Call me. Diana, we're family. How could you? Rachel, baby, whatever you think, we can fix this. Marcus, the bank called. What did you do? I blocked them all. The next morning, I walked into my new remote position wearing a fresh outfit, purchased with my first expedited paycheck. My phone buzzed, a news alert. Local investment scheme under investigation. Carlos noticed my smile. You okay? I met his gaze confidently. Never better. As I glanced at my reflection in the office window, I didn't see a victim anymore. I saw someone who had chosen survival. And the best part? Marcus and his sisters had no idea I'd been documenting their every move, ready to use it all against them. That evening, the news anchor's voice filled my living room. Local construction company owner Marcus Reynolds faces multiple fraud charges. Sources say the investigation began after evidence of a complex investment scheme surfaced. My phone rang. It was Rosa. Are you watching this? She asked, her voice almost gleeful. Every second. Sarah just got picked up by the FBI. Turns out their investment club was a Ponzi scheme. They're all going down. I poured myself a glass of wine, sinking deeper into my couch as another alert flashed across the screen. Local investment scam expands, affecting dozens of victims. 3 sisters and a local businessman face potential prison time. The screen switched to their mugshots, designer clothes replaced by orange jumpsuits. Then I spoke directly to my audience. What would you do if you discovered your spouse wasn't just stealing your entire salary, but also using your identity to fund their family's luxurious lifestyle? Would you quietly gather evidence like I did, or would you confront them immediately? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I pause, letting my words sink in. Some say I was too calculating, that I should have confronted Marcus and his sisters right away. Others might think I went too easy on them by letting the law handle it. What do you think? Was my revenge too cold or not cold enough? I leaned closer to the camera.